Hey everyone, I wanted to do a video for you guys to show you how you can export a WordPress blog and still be able to use the images that it has in it and use it for a Total CMS blog. Now, the utility that Joe has provided to us allows us to take an existing blog and export it to a CSV file. And unfortunately, with that, we can't export images that are associated with the blog natively, I guess. And so there is a little workaround that you can do with an existing blog and then a solution for moving forward with a new blog. So I'm going to show you guys. This is a friend's website, and they have a blog up here. So here's their blog. Okay, so each one of these images is associated with one of the posts, and they do repeat. Some of the images do repeat. And this is actually in WordPress. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this from a WordPress site and put it into a Foundation 6 site. And I'll be using my case on project file to show you guys this. Okay, so I'm already logged in to the WordPress backend. So I'm going to go to there now. Alright, so this is WordPress, if you aren't familiar with it. Alright, so there is a plugin for WordPress that you're going to need. It's called All Export. It's free, and it does a pretty decent job. So I'm going to go ahead and click on New Export and choose the post type. I'm going to do Posts. Okay, so then you can customize it, do whatever. I'm just going to hit Customize just so you can, make sure everything is going to come through. Okay, so it by default it only does 3 columns, and so I'm going to do Add All because I don't know what really the ones that I need are going to be. So I'm just going to hit Add All, and I'm going to say Continue. And confirm and run. And what this is going to do is generate a CSV that will download. So I'm going to go ahead and open this CSV file. Alright, so here is all the information that we got from the WordPress. Alright, make this a little bit bigger. Okay, now that's a lot of information, right? So how do you find the columns that you're going to need? What are you going to need to do the import into Total CMS? Well, Joe has very kindly provided for us a utility, and if you open up your FTP client of choice, I'm using Transmit here. You open it up, go to RW Common folder, and then Plugins, Stacks, and then I believe it's Total CMS. And then you have Total Import. Okay, so again, that path is RW Common, Plugins, Stacks, Total CMS, and Total Import. So, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this, say copy URL, just so I have it. And I'm going to do a new tab and paste that in there. Alright, so this is the utility. And this is going to be the same for any Total CMS or Foundation 6 and Total CMS website. It's going to be the RW, whatever your URL is, RW Common, Plugins, Stacks, Total CMS, Total Import. So we need a little bit of information here. We're going to need the Total CMS license key, the blog ID, which will be blog in our case, and the CSV for the import. But Joe has also been kind and provided for us a sample, which is what we're going to use to fill in our import file. So I'm going to open this up. Alright, now you see that you have all the columns are basically the different child stacks within a blog. So permalink, timestamp, title, summary, on and on and on, right? So this is how we will be able to know what we need to fill in, and the key thing here is going to be the media for us to get those images, and I'll show you in a bit how or why. But for right now, I'm just going to delete the existing content, and I'm going to go ahead and let's see. I'm going to go ahead and look over here. So permalink, we definitely need the permalink. You know, we want to make sure everything is going to be matchy. So the site permalink for the WordPress is here, and it has, you know, the existing website, the folder it's in, and then here's the permalink. It's going to be this right here. Now I can go through and, you know, do, you know, a little bit of you know, find and replace and all that fun stuff, but another cool thing, at least it's kind of cool in my opinion, is in the export you also get what's called, I think it's the slug. Okay, so here's the slug column. I'm going to expand that out a bit. So here we have the permalink without all the fun stuff. So I'm going to just click this guy, option click the first row because I don't need it. I'm sorry, command click the first row because I don't need it. Copy, come over here and paste. Okay, so here is our first hurdle down. We got the permalink, right? Okay, timestamp. It's good to have the timestamp, you know, if you want to make sure that your blogs are, you know, show up on the same month and day and everything. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Click, command click the first row, copy, paste. Okay, so I got my dates in here. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest and, you know, come back, but what I'm going to do now is show you the media one. I'm just going to do it just for good measure. Okay, so in this export we also have the image URL, okay, which is a very fun long thing. Okay, it's going to be the URL /WP-content, which is WordPress content uploads, and then the subfolders that, you know, those images are in. So I'm going to go ahead and command click the first line, C, and then come over here and paste. There we go. Alright, make sure I didn't paste it twice. Okay. So obviously if we're going to be moving to, let's say that you have a dev site that you're working on, you know, like for me this one is owensrecoveryscience.com. My dev site would probably be ors.graphicgato.com or whatever, because it's a dev site, but I want to make sure that, you know, I can still see the images. Or let's say that, you know, the company has changed their name, you know, it's not Owens Recovery Science, it's we have really cool stuff.com, and, you know, you want to make sure that the images still show up. So what you can do is do a find and replace. So if it was me, I know that my images, I've already actually uploaded the image folder, this uploads, you know, blah 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 folder into transmit. And so for me it is going to be, I created an images folder, and then I have uploads, and here they all are. Okay, so I just downloaded this folder from the existing WordPress site and then uploaded it into my server. So how do I get that to match up? Well, I'm just going to come over here, and since I know that uploads is the last, or the first folder that I created, I'm gonna just come over here and delete, or I'm gonna say I'm gonna find all this. Here, I'll just do the whole thing. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to do a Command F and make sure I have the replace on. I'm going to say I'm going to find this, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it with kson.weaverbasesite.com/images/ okay, so the existing one is owensrecoveryscience.com/wp-content. I'm going to just do that, make sure it's all the same, and I'm replacing it with mine. And instead of WP content, I have images, because beyond this is going to be the uploads folder, like you have here. So uploads. All right, so I'm going to say replace all. All done. Made 176 replacements. Close. All right, so now we have the correct folder or file path for each of these images. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest, and I will be back, okay? Okay, so I have now just copied in all the information that I want to bring over just for this example, okay? So I have permalink, timestamp, I have the title, and then I left summary blank because on the existing one, the existing website, they don't have a summary, okay? So I'm just trying to make it match up for this example. I have the content for the blog, and I know this has HTML tags in it. That's okay. I brought over the categories just so you can see that it does bring over categories, and then the media file, which is going to be the image, okay? Okay, so I'm going to save this. And then we're going to go back over to Safari. We're going to go up to the total import. I'm going to paste in my key, blog ID. I'm going to choose the file, total import. Okay, upload. And then I'm going, now just so we can see what we don't have yet. So I'm going to go to KSON. I'm going to go down to blog post, and right now I only have 2 blog posts, okay? Post 1, post 2. Nothing in drafts, nothing in archived. That's all I have. And even over here on the preview page, which I know this is, I have all the Total CMS macros turned off, so all it's showing is these 2 blog posts. Now I'm gonna come over to the importer, and I'm gonna paste in my license key, the blog ID. The blog ID, I'm going to set the CSV for upload to be the total import file that we just made, which is, again, this guy, okay, with all the correct column headers, and say import CSV. Alright, so it has imported all of these. So when I come back over here and I reload, boom, it's got all my blog entries, right? Now don't worry about the image not showing up. I'll show you how that's going to work. Let me refresh this guy, okay? So I only have this set to show however, what is it, 9, 10 blog posts right now. But you notice there's no image, right? So, okay, how do we fix that? So I'm going to go into RapidWeaver, and I have my blog list page open, and I have my image stack from my blog list image stack here. So clearly if there's no image to show, then it won't show anything. But what I'm going to do is put in a layout rule. Okay. Now this layout rule is going to be if there's no content in the image stack. Okay, so like the image, you haven't dragged and dropped an image into the image well it's going to show something. So I have no content, and I'm going to say for image. Okay, and then I'm going to come over here and find the picture stack. Okay, and then for warehouse, I'm going to image set link to media. Okay, and so now that takes care of it. You know, this makes it so that if the image is missing, then it will use the media macro to put in the path for that image. Okay, now let's say that I have an image, okay, that I've actually dragged and dropped an image in because it's a new blog post, you know, moving forward. So I'm going to do another layout rule. Okay, and this one is going to be has content image. Okay, and I'm going to take this image and drag it into here. So now I have two layout rules that I'm going to be working with. Okay, and so let's go ahead and preview this post. Okay, it's not working. Now, why is it not working? I think I do know why it's not working. And I was right. I misspelled my own website. So that's a fairly easy fix. We'll just take this. Okay. And we'll do find and replace. And I'm going to put case on Weaver base styre for some reason. That's a fun one. So I'm going to do site. Okay, Weaver base site. This is the beauty of find and replace. Actually, I need to do this. Sorry. Styre. And replace it with site. Okay, so replace all. Okay, close. Now, unfortunately, but you know, it's not a big deal. We're going to need to re-upload that file. So this is a good example of, you know, oops, I need to fix something. So you can come over here, paste in your license key, blog ID, you know, choose your file, and then say import. And the cool thing is it will overwrite whatever information you had. Okay, so now that we have fixed the website path error, we can go back to RapidWeaver. And what I've done is in the background, just, you know, while everything was working, I added a layout stack and then put the two layout rules inside of it. And for the picture stack, I did center image, fill container, and then this layout, I made it 300 pixels high. Okay, so pretty basic stuff, just to, you know, make things a little bit better. Okay, and so now that we fixed the fun little error, if I preview, you see now we have the images show up. Okay, now clearly I have to go through and fix, you know, heights and text sizes and things like that, but we now have our blog with the blog images. Now you're going to notice that some of these don't show up, and why is that? For some silly reason, if I come in here, like in this top one up here, it has this fun thing right here where it's like a pipe symbol plus, you know, the URL as well. So I'm going to delete that and hit save. And this is just, you know, unfortunate little cleanup stuff that we have to do because it came from a WordPress site. So if I scroll down, here, nope, that's just a skinny thing. All right. So I'm just going to scroll down and see if there are any others. Yeah, like this one right here. So I'm going to come over here, delete everything after the pipe, and I'll just go through and clean all this up and come back. Okay, I think I got them all. So what I'm going to do is come back over to the importer. If you hit the back button, it will keep your license, your blog ID, and the thing. So I'm just going to hit import CSV. It's going to work its magic. Come over here, reload the page, and those broken image URLs are back, or are fixed. So now I have the original blog image, okay, from the WordPress site, and moving forward, all I have to do now is drag and drop an image into that image well in the blog form, and you're good to go. But another kind of interesting thing is, you still have the media field in the blog form, so you could essentially, instead of having your client or you drag in an image, you could just have them paste in a URL to that image. So you have options now. So now, obviously, if you have it set up with the layout rule, here, that means that on the actual blog post page, you're going to have to set it up there as well, another layout rule. So you're going to have to say, if image is empty, then use the media macro, and vice versa. Okay? So hope this helped you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys on the Friday Hangouts and in the community. Bye.